Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the Center for Spiritual Living Common Ground, formerly known as Columbia Greater Baltimore. This morning I'm reading from Just for Today. It's a daily reader, and I'm reading from page 373, a snippet from the December 23rd reading, which is today, December 23rd. And I'm just reading just a snippet from this. Learning to live a new way of life can be difficult. Sometimes, when the going gets especially hard, we're tempted to follow the path of least resistance and live by our old ideas again. To live a new way of life, we need to open our minds to new ideas. And what that sparks in me is an awareness that the old familiar has a comfort to it, a comfort of familiarity. Even when it's disastrous, we know it by repetition. And we often experience it as normal. And the idea of doing something new often puts us in a state of discomfort. And what I've learned to embrace that as is divine discomfort, to enter that discomfort with curiosity, to remember that there's a part of me in the innocence of childhood before I learned that taking risks could be painful. Everything was, when we're babies, we're curious about everything. And so that capacity is still in me. And when I allow myself to tap into that, yes, it brings up all of the noise of conditioning about risk, and it gives me an opportunity to learn that even though sometimes risk results in outcomes I don't want, sometimes, and more often than not, now, the more I follow that inner voice, the more I get clear about being divinely guided to new ideas. The outcomes are way beyond what I could have imagined them to be in greatness. And so I forget who said it, but I remember the quote: if we risk nothing, we risk even more. And so I invite you to consider that taking risk is a holy process. It's a holy journey into a discovery that we are way more than we ever imagined ourselves to be. And so that's what I offer you this morning. And so with that, I'm going to read this one more time and take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. Learning to live a new way of life can be difficult. Sometimes when the going gets especially hard, we're tempted to follow the path of least resistance by living our old ideas again. To live a new way of life, we need to open our minds to new ideas. So in this moment, I recognize there is one power, one God, one life, one love. That this one power has always existed. Self-existent, changeless, nameless. Changeless because it already is everything. Everything seen and unseen, everything known and unknown, everything visible and invisible. It is infinite possibility, continuously, eternally expressing, individualizing itself, expanding its expression and experience of itself. Nameless because to name it is to limit it, and yet we know it by many, many names. God, Yahweh, the great mystery, nature, the quantum field, energy. And it is all of these things and so much more that we can never name, and yet it is available in, through, and as us to experience. With every breath, it is breathing itself as each of us. And so I know that I am that in form. And being made out of it, I must possess the creative genius, the creative process that it is. The same power that moves the wind moves me. The same power that expresses as rainbows moves me. The same power that expresses as the newness of technology is alive in me, waiting to be recognized, waiting for newness to be acknowledged and expressed as me. And what is true of me is true of all. And so I claim and affirm in this wholeness of one that life, individualized in every form, is awakening to the untapped brilliance, to the untapped newness, to the untapped ideas that lie in repose, simply waiting to be recognized, waiting to be energized, waiting for that divine yes, for that risk that is no risk at all. So I claim and affirm that we are each becoming aware, that we are each leaning into that divine yes, expanding our expression of the divine as us, expanding the experience of the infinite as our divine yes. And I am grateful. I am grateful to that activity of law that simply receives all of these ideas, all of the new ideas, and instantly acts upon them. That has at its disposal all of the resources of infinite beingness, infinite intelligence, and makes it so. Instantly, without hesitation, without filtering, without judgment. It simply is that divine manifester, that divine demonstrator of desire. And so I know that what I have spoken this morning is already done, already complete. And so I let go of anything and everything that would limit my experience of what is. I cast aside all doubt, all fear, all sense of restriction, all sense of discomfort, and meet this day with excitement and openness, curiosity and willingness to live that greater expression of me. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.